So this week I thought I'd come out to my local woodland, literally a mile or two from my house. I don't live too far from Haydock horse racing course, circuit, whatever you would call it, near the M6 and the East Lancashire Road. So I'm kind of near that. And yeah, through lockdown, obviously I don't live anywhere near. I live in the middle of the Peak District, the Lake District, Wales, miles from Scotland, miles from the Jurassic Coast on the south, in the south. So I was really limited through lockdown on where I could take shots. So yeah, I did actually explore my local area for once. I never did that for years. And I found some interesting spots. So I'm just going to go through some of the images that I took last year, and also just talk about conditions, getting out in the right conditions and how shots look at different times of the day. So when I first came into this little patch of woodland, it's right next to a main road, as you can hear. Well, you might be able to hear it. I did notice these two trees with the vines crawling up the trees, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so this took my interest, and there's a bit of a stream running down through the middle, so I composed that, and yeah, it worked out really well. So the plan today was just to capture that shot again, and just see the comparisons really. It's going to be completely different. It's a different season for one, different time of the day, different light conditions, everything's different. But I thought it'd be fun just to take every shot that I took in these local woods, and next to the East Lancashire Road there's another little set of woodlands there on the side, and I just thought I'd take comparison shots and just see how they look really. So the light is coming and going and just hitting these trees, because the sun is actually kind of that way now, and it's going down and setting in the west obviously, but as it's doing that, it's lighting up this woodland. So I'll stop talking a load of crap and get my camera out. Right, so I'm going to try this just handheld. Every shot that I did in lockdown was on a tripod using filters, and I'm going to try and just use handheld, no filters. Let's just have a go. Might be a load of rubbish, or might come out with something really good. So I'll start with this tree now. So one thing I have noticed, because I was on a tripod and obviously using filters, and I'm in a dark woodland, I might have to put the ISO up as I'm handheld. So I've raised the ISO to 400, and that's just giving me a steadier shot. So I'll just try that again. Right, so hopefully that's a decent shot, and I don't make myself look a complete fool. So we're just going to head off down to a little brook. There's little, well, if there's any water in it, there's a bit of cascading water down there. So we'll go and check that out now. So actually, I took the shot from here, Just looking up there, but there's hardly any water today. But I have noticed the bank with all the roots of the trees coming down. So I'm going to shoot this as well and just add it to today's trip and just give that a go now. Just zoom in, take the sky away a little bit. So when people say there isn't anything near the house to shoot, they need to look a bit deeper, because most places in the UK, even on flat lands and things like that, they've still got little copse of trees, and you can always find something to shoot. So it's just getting out there and having a little explore of your area. Jesus, so I'm balancing here on some stone. So the shot behind me is the shot that I took in lockdown. It's completely changed. There was deadfall in the shot. I don't know, someone's been in here and dug this out, probably the local farmer, because it is a irrigation channel, or like a brook for irrigation. So he's dug it out, so I'm going to take the shot anyway what I saw last year, and it's going to look completely different to what it is today, but we'll just give it a go and see what we get. Oh, Jesus. So I am liking this scene here that we've got the camera focused on. So the branch coming down is a bit of a distraction, but I'm not going to break that off. I'll let it fall off at its own good time, but I love the way this trunk just rises from the left and goes through the frame, and the way the little brook runs down into the distance with all your bank and that. It's lovely, that. So another extra shot. This wasn't taken last year, this is just something I've seen now today. All the last of the autumn colour. I mean, it's all browning now, but it's still nice. So I'll take this shot and I'll pop it on the screen for you. Okay, so let's get on to the next location. Right, so we're at the next location, which is basically right next to the busy East Lancashire Road. If you can see all those cars and vans shooting past. I've gone past this stretch of wood next to the road countless times in the past. I think everyone's driven past things and they think, wish I could stop. So I managed to find a road not so far away and walk down the cycle path basically, and then just nip into the woods. So this was last year, and I actually took a shot of, don't fall in the brook, I took a shot of this little fork in the brook and this lovely tree. It's getting really dark now, overcast, sun's obviously gone behind some clouds, so this is quite a dark scene now. but I'm still going to do it handheld. I'll just pump the ISO up to 1600 or something. Also, I took a few of these shots with a, can't remember the mil size now, something like a 40-70 old film lens, 35-70 old manual film lens, whereas today I've got the 16-35 Nikon on. So all the shots have been taken with the same lens, handheld, and I've just changed the ISO really. Another real bummer is that in the background over there, I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but there's a load of work being done. I think there's some type of transport yard being built over there or something. So there's all vans, pickup trucks, flashing lights, diggers, everything. So this shot is finished really. I'll still take it. I'll put the comparison shots up so you can see what I got last year. And yeah, make our way down to the little Shrek swamp down there, and I'll show you the shot from there too. So this is shot number 2 from this location. This is a little swamp just next to the road. So I think it was about September, October time, early October, late September, early October. And this little gnarly bit of wood here, I framed it in the foreground of the shot, and then we had the swamp in the background. It's got some dead trees in it. It was full of water, lots of orange floating leaves, looked really good. So yeah, what I can remember looked pretty good. So there's that shot, and then there's going to be this shot on the screen of today's venture. The last shot, so we've been in those woods over there, we're back in the car, and we're just going to head literally 200 yards down the road, and there's, I don't know if it's a private field, not sure, until we get asked to leave, it's a public field. Okay, so we're just going to pop up a hedgerow, run through this little field, and there's a nice little like row of trees on the other side. What's happened with the colour? There you go. What is going on with this camera? And this one was misty with a bit of frost in the morning down here. So it's going to be nothing like those conditions today. But we will take the shot. I'll do the comparison on screen. And yeah, that'll be it. Okay, so this is the last shot. So it doesn't look much now, but last year it was all moody, misty, covered in frost. It was beautiful. All the foliage was obviously dead and cut backs with the winter season. But that just goes to show the shot just looks completely different in all different times of the year. But it's good to come back and shoot it at different times of the year. I'm all for coming back, no matter what the season, and capturing, you know, what nature's giving you that season. So I quite like it. We'll see what it turns out like. But with that, the vlog is over. I hope you liked it. It was just like a little comparison vlog, really. The weather's been garbage around here. When I looked on the weather forecast, the Lake District, Wales, Scotland, peaks is just rain, 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 and I couldn't be bothered with it, so I thought I'd come out locally, do a little comparison vlog, and hopefully next week I'll be back on the road and shooting some epic scenery. So with that, goodbye, see you next week.